Good evening. It is Thursday, and you are at the show. Tonight's topic: mind your business. I hear a lot of people, and they're often confused about supporting black businesses. Black businesses don't do this, they don't do this, the customer service is lousy, the employees aren't well trained. I guess I kind of grew up in a time where there were a lot of black businesses and things ran the way that they should run, and people were respectful of each other. And that went on for years and years and years in the neighborhood I grew up in. I grew up in Bronzeville, right off South Parkway. Got my hair cut at the South Parkway Barbershop. There was an all-night grocery store, Bud Marlowe, the Regal Theater. There were a lot of ballrooms. Rosenwald, where a lot of the entertainers that came to Chicago would stay if they were performing at the Regal. And I guess I just kind of missed that. Back then things seemed to be real respectful. Seems like now all the black businesses are gone. The brotherly love is gone. I was kind of watching the Mac the other day, and there was this part, and I know everybody's familiar with it, the Willie Hutch Brothers Gonna Work It Out part, and it really got me to thinking. So I want to set up today's show with that, but first, as always, I want to advertise businesses, mainly mine, because I would need everyone else to actually give me permission to advertise their business. You can send me an email at theshow@yahoo.com, or you can come to our YouTube page, the show, and you can subscribe there. We'd appreciate it. All videos, if you miss a video, it will be posted the next day on the show. Going forward, we were posting it somewhere else, but I will move all the content from its current location over to the new location. I'm the owner of RPC Computing, based in Lansing, Illinois. RPC is your PC. We do repairs, we do upgrades, we do consultations. Reasonable prices, specials, first-time customer specials. Just give us a ring, 773-416-2955. Always willing to help out. Again, if you want to join in, we'll try to do a night where we're going to do, we'll call it business night, where if you have the capability to Skype, we'll do that Skype connection. We'll put you right in with everybody else, and you can join in, advertise your business. We're right now. Hey, it's all free. Like I say, I always want to support and help those who are out out here trying to do something. Support black businesses. There's a lot of businesses I support, even if it costs me a little bit more. We went to the African Festival. It was $60 to get in, but you know what? I always enjoy that more than I enjoy the taste of Chicago. So the only way things get better for us is if we make them better. We got to believe in our brothers and sisters and give everybody an opportunity. On that note, again, tonight's session is called Mind Your Business. Hopefully, everyone can get into the chat room. There is a registration, as always, but it's real short. It's real quick. 1, 2, 3. You give your login name, and then you're in the chat room, and everybody can see that. I'll look into phone lines as we go down the line. That's going to be more of a monetary donation. So as we see how this grows, then we'll put up the finances to make it a bigger experience and get some phone lines to get some call in and extend the show from this half an hour to a full hour. So on that note, let's start the show.
You really don't understand, do you? Hey, man, don't you realize in order for us to make this thing work, man, we've got to get rid of the pimps and the pushers and the prostitutes and then start all over again clean.
Hey, look, nobody's pushing me anyway, okay? I mean, not you, not the cops, nobody, man. I mean, you want to get rid of the pushers, I'll help you. But don't send your people after me.
Oh, come on, John. Can't you see that we can't get rid of one without getting rid of the other? We got to come down on both of them at the same time in order for this whole thing to work for the people.
Hey, look, nobody's closing me out of my business.
Hey, man, you're my flesh and blood. You make me make a decision I don't want to make, John. You're my brother, man. Can't you understand that?
Hey, look, being brothers ain't got nothing to do with it, man. I mean, I got a right to live my life the way I want to live it. I mean, being rich and black means something, man. Don't you know that? Being poor and black don't mean shit. We're living in different times. When you and I were young kids, I mean, there were no heroes. We got all sorts of heroes now. But there are kids out there who look up to me, man.
Man, can't you see that's just teaching black kids to exploit their own kind? And that's sick.
Well, it's not sick, man. It's sick when you get a chance to get out of a rat-infested ghetto and you don't.
Oh, wow, then you really lost your love for the brothers altogether then, haven't you?
I mean, don't be dropping that brotherly love shit on me, man. I mean, for 5 years I sat up in that place and you never visited me one time, man. You didn't bring me a dime, you didn't write me a letter.
Well, that's because I figured you wanted something better than dimes and letters and visits. So I tried to create some kind of organization that you can use to fight the system that's been fucking with you. You too goddamn brainwashed to use it.
I just wanted to see you, man. That's all.
Is that our problem? It's the problem that we have lost brotherly love for one another. We don't respect another black person when they open a business in our neighborhood. We don't treat them the same. We don't give them the same respect as we give the Chinese man, the Jewish man, whoever. Everybody comes to our communities, opens up a shop, and they take money out of the community. It doesn't circulate back in the community. It's out of the community. And then what are they selling you? A bunch of worthless stuff. One day I walked down 47th Street trying to find a shirt and tie. Just a shirt and tie. Couldn't find it nowhere. Because they're looking at the mentality and saying, you're not trying to do anything anyway. You want your pants hanging off. You want this, but you're not dressing for success. You're not dressing for business. So is that what has happened now here? Or when a person opens a shop in the neighborhood, do the people find that owner offensive? He's not treating you right. His prices are too high. He's not talking to you the right way. Kind of double-edged sword, right? We have to learn to respect one another and respect what each person is doing. what we're trying to push here is I'm working on this new mindset of I think every black person should own something. It's not good enough, or maybe it is. Hey, I don't want to knock people's hustle. If you want to go to work and be in corporate America and work 30, 40 years for a corporation, make some money, be able to send your kids to school, by all means, knock yourself out. If that's what gives you pride and joy, then that's what you should do. But realize a lot of us aren't going to have that opportunity. Our our legacy can't continue to be go to school, get this degree, work for somebody else forever, die, leave your kids nothing, but an opportunity to go to school, work for somebody else, and leave their kids nothing. At what point do we start thinking about the future and our children and the way society is set up? They keep you busy on your job because they don't want you focusing on anything else. Period. If I keep you busy and worn down, I don't have to worry about you doing no outside activities. I'm in control of your future. We got all this money, all this spending power, $1 trillion now, but we don't spend it on corporations in the black community. I'm not saying there's nothing out there. I saw an interesting video, when was this, the other day, and it was an award, 2015 award for outstanding black businessman. It was a great documentary. I learned some things. I didn't even know that the first person to create a game system console was a black man named Jerry Lawson, who was the only black person that was part of a club with the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, and some other people. And he's accredited for the arcade game system as we know it today with the interchangeable cartridges and everything. He was the first back in 1976. So I don't want to say there's nobody out there creating these great avenues. We're just not taking advantage of some of those avenues because it's still a corporate structure that you have to fall in place in. Actually, I'm going to share that piece with you. Their kids, nothing. At what point do we start thinking about the future and our children?
Dr. George Fraser.
Society is set up. They keep you busy on your job because they don't want you focusing
I want to start with a quote
anything else.
from Drake.
Period.
I want to start
If I
with a
keep you
quote
busy and worn down,
from Drake
I don't
that
have
I
to worry
think
about
is
you
relevant.
doing. Sorry, technical difficulties. We'll try to get that back to you later. But we're talking about black businesses. When does the mindset change that we decide to reinvest and rebuild our communities? I know right now there's just a lot going on. But here's some questions. Let's take it this way. 3 questions for you. If you could be doing what you really want to do and getting paid for it, would you be going to your office or whatever job you have? Now the second question is, why haven't you started doing something to go in that direction? The third question is, who's to blame that you're not going in that direction? I think I told a story the other day about my business. At one point, I was making just as much on my own business as going to work in the office. And then the demands got a little higher in the office, And I started focusing more on their criteria and what they were trying to do instead of what I was trying to do. I had already told myself, and I already said at the age of 45, I was retiring from working for anybody else. So what did I do? I traded in my dream for their nonsense. And where did that leave me? Years later, it is what it is now. I go to work, I get the check. I forfeited my dream and my legacy and my future for something that may or may not happen on that end. Like I said, I don't knock anybody for trying over there, but I've been readjusting my mindset. So my mindset is what it is to now refocus and not worry about that side as much as worry about my side. And we all have to develop that mindset and get to a different place, because we've been doing the same thing for 50 to 100 years and nothing's changing, and we can't point the finger at anyone else. I'm going to share something with you here.
If white immigrants can come to this country 50 years ago with nickels and dimes and no education, and come here and pool their little nickels and dimes and no education, and set up little stores, develop these stores into larger stores, develop this into an industry which creates job opportunities for whites. Since Lincoln was supposed to have freed the black man 100 years ago, and today the black man, according to the government economists, has spending power of $20 billion per year. We feel that with the black man spending $20 billion a year, not setting up any businesses, not creating any industry, not creating any job opportunities for his own kind, he's not in a moral position to point the finger today at the white man and tell the white man that he's discriminating against him for not giving him a job in factories that he himself set up. If the black man has $20 billion, and these so-called Negro leaders are such geniuses that they can integrate white restaurants and integrate white factories and force themselves into that which the white man has set up, they should use this same ingenuity to show the black people how to pool our wealth and set up something of our own. And then we won't have to force our way into his anymore. One more thing I would like to point out concerning what he said about...
Our dear sister Julianne Malvo mentioned A. Philip Randolph. Yeah. Man, that was long time ago. And the cry was jobs and justice. Yeah. In the March on Washington in 1963, the cry was jobs and justice. In the 20-year anniversary of the March on Washington, the cry was jobs and justice. We are now in 2010. And what is the cry? Jobs and justice. Well, wait a minute. How long? Not long. Are you going to sit around begging white people to do for us what we have the power to do for ourselves?
There it is. I don't know how to get people to change their mindset and think differently. And like I say, I don't know anything, but I'm always open to ideas of what I can support and what I can do. Like I said, I support a lot of black business things that a lot of people may not even know about. A lot of you guys got Netflix. There's a young company out here called Black and Sexy. They've been around for maybe 3-4 years. They're doing good little contents. They've actually sold a couple of their pieces to Showtime and HBO. They've done some crowdfunding for Spike Lee and one of his projects. You guys should look them up. Check out the contents. You know, it's $6 a month. You're supporting someone that's trying to do something. Who knows? 10 years from now, that could be a big corporation that corporation could employ you all, and they started out with people that supported their dreams and worked for free. Now, a lot of those people you'll start seeing on other programs, like I've seen a lot of them moving over into television. I support them, plain and simple. When I bought my properties, black real estate guy, insurance, everything, we got everything done. We had to change our thought process when it comes to our brothers and sisters and believe that they are just as capable. We're not knocking anybody else, any white established or anything, but they're established. They've been established for the 400 years that we haven't been established. They're going to be okay, business period. We got to support our own people and what they're doing. If you're trying to do something, we got to support them on that end too. I mean, it's just a different mindset, people, and we can't keep selling ourselves short and only believing the American dream, because remember, when it was written, wasn't written for us in mind, and we're seeing going through so much on our jobs and elsewhere in this world, trying to appease and trying to integrate into this society and live this dream that was promised to all Americans, not just some Americans. But our problems are internal and external, and we have to deal with them on both sides. We have to deal with them, not society. We have to deal with them. We have to change the mindset of our youth, give them a fair chance to have a leg up, and leave them something. If you pass on a little something, if you're fixing cars in the alley and you're teaching your son, and all you got is a garage, he may be able to get a bigger space and take that to the next level. And his son may be able to come along and start a franchise. But it all starts with you. I have a neighbor. They do a lawn service. He had his son out there showing him how to cut the branches. And when I paid him, he made sure his son came over so he could see this is how we conduct business. See, he's already working with them. He's already directing them. Why can't we do that? Too many of us are caught up in that dream over there. And like I say, if that's your dream, knock yourself out. If that's working for you, knock yourself out. But for the most part, a lot, I would say almost 65% of us, it may not be working for. And we got to start thinking differently, moving in a different direction, becoming independent contractors, independent owners, supporting each other. And it's going to take a lot. But it starts with each individual, and then it moves on from there. It's no other way. I mean, if you know another way, you tell me another way. And don't tell me the same thing that we've been getting fed for years and years and years. And I believed it just like everybody else, because my grandmother told me, hey, go to school, get you a good job, take care of your family. That's all you got to do. Forget about everybody else. That's what she was taught. And that was what somebody taught that person that taught her. We got to change, got to think differently. This is only a half an hour show. We're probably going to do something deeper. And like I say, I'm working out some bugs. We got some kinks here and there. But eventually we'll get to where we want to. This is a new project I'm working on. Like I always say, it's a new business. Trying to do some video production like you see over there on Intellectual Radio and the Young Turks and all these other places that are growing. There's some people I watch on T Radio V. Boyce Watkins is another person I watch his YouTube channel. He has what's called a wealth boot camp, and he teaches you a lot of financial information. Everybody's got the internet now, and we don't need to be sitting around playing games and stuff on the internet. I haven't played a game on Facebook in over 2.5 years. it was wasting too much of my time. You got to start being productive with your time. And that's just the bottom line. You have to start deciding what you want to do, what you want your future to look like, what you want your kids' future to look like. Hey, this my home office right now. It's got to grow. Everything's on me. Like I said with my business, when I start playing that corporate game, I gave up on my dream. That's on me. I point the finger at me every day. So I got to right that ship. I appreciate your support. Hey, anybody that gives me support. I'm not limited to just working on black people stuff. But I do have to be able to be me and promote to my people and give them some hope and some things of that nature and assist them. Like I say, the white establishment is established and it's been established and it works. I can't point the finger at them. Hey, I didn't get what I wanted out of it, so hey, that's on me. I got to get my own thing if I want what I want out of it. So we're gonna do shows, like I say, Tuesday and Thursday for now, from 7 o'clock to from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, cause then we do the radio show from 8 to 10 on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursday, and Friday from 8 to midnight we do the mixes, and 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock during the day, 12 o'clock mixes from 12 to 1. Hopefully you guys can join in on that. The radio station is the show.listentomyradio.com. You can download the app from Google Play or the Play Store. Support me on that. Support this live feed. We're going to continue to do things, and if it's 1, 2, or 3 people, we're still going to produce until we get it up to the number we want to get it up to. So like I say, if you want to email me your information, you want us to advertise your show, you can email me at theshow@yahoo.com. Go to our YouTube page. It's called The Show. You just have to search for it, and all the contents will be posted there. So it's 7:58. Like I was telling everybody, we're gonna put a video or something out every session, something that I may have come across that I thought was interesting, and I want to play it for everybody. And we're going to do it just like Don Cornelius did it every day at the Soul Train. We're just going to say love, peace, soul. We out.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out, you got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them bull clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave, a bitch from the cradle to the grave.
living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.